So without further ado, welcome to the day 3 of E-Tailing India. And our first speaker this morning, talking about Iksula tablet commerce, the next wave in e-commerce, is Mr. Amit RJ. So may I please request all of you to welcome him with a loud round of applause, Mr. Amit RJ.
Good morning, everyone. I know we are running a little late, so we'll try to keep the session short and try to catch up on the time we lost. So I'd like to quickly introduce myself and then start with the session. So my name is Amit RJ, and I'm an open source enthusiast with a keen interest in web technology and marketing. Currently, I'm heading the sales at Iksula. Iksula is a company which works with major e-commerce brands in the US and India and helps them create beautiful digital experiences for their consumers. So without further ado, we'll start with today's workshop on e-commerce. Because we have a very small gathering, we would like to keep the session interactive. So if you have any thoughts or comments in between the presentation, please reach out and throw in your ideas. So what exactly is e-commerce? Okay, great. So what exactly is e-commerce? I would like to first define it before we dive into the presentation. E-commerce is nothing but touch commerce or tablet commerce, and it is a digital point of sale solution for the salespeople to help them sell more and help them sell efficiently. So that's the technical definition of it, but in very simple words, it's basically a digital catalog given to the salespeople, right? You take your products, put it on a tablet, and give it to the sales guys. So a very obvious question over here is, why do I need to do that? Why do I need to take a tablet, put my products in there and give it to the guy or give it to my sales commander? So what's wrong with the way he's selling today? Why do we need to empower him with a mobile phone or with a tablet device? Now, to understand that or to answer that question, we need to first look at how the consumers have changed in the last decade, courtesy to internet and the social media, the mobile devices that we have. So how has consumers changed in the last one decade is what we'll understand first. And most of you will be able to relate to it because we've been shopping in the last one decade. So we're all hyper-connected. Today, we're always connected with our friends, our colleagues, our family members on Facebook or on WhatsApp or on Twitter. And search engines like Google have made it extremely easy and convenient to access any information that we want. So if you want to know about anything, you're just a couple of clicks away. Now this has made you guys and the consumers really smart. Now this actually possesses a challenge to the sales guys, because your expectations from a sales guy or when you actually walk into a mall or a retail outlet have really increased, right? So today when a consumer actually walks into a store, he already knows what he wants to buy, what is the price range that you as a retail brand sell, and he also knows, he is also shortlisted a couple of other retail outlets that he'll go to. So he's also aware of the competitive pricing. He's also aware he's also aware of what kind of options he's going to look at the competition store. So and one of the common observation or common statements that we see people making is, I would not like to name any brand here, but when you actually walk into a brand store today versus you shopping in that brand 10 years ago, it's completely changed. So the use of a sales guy is increasingly reducing, right? So he's becoming more and more irrelevant in your entire shopping experience. And we tend to blame the sales guy. So we actually go ahead and say that sales guys today are dumb, right? But it's not that they are dumb, it's that we have become extremely smart. When we would buy a TV 10 years back, we would ask questions which were very basic, like TV kitne inch ka hai, kaun se brand ka hai, or price ka hai. These were the 3 questions. Today, when we actually walk into a store, the poor guy is bombarded with questions like, what is the contrast ratio, right? Or what is the resolution of it? What is the pixel density, right? And that guy who's just graduated of his 12th is expected to know the questions to all this, right? And where did we know about all this is is on tech websites, and we know about all the mobile specifications because of GSM Arena. And so information is basically accessible. You know what to buy, you know the tech specs, and you want the best for the money that you're spending. So that's the problem. So when you actually walk into a store, you already know about everything, and that makes his life really complicated. And I remember when I was going and buying a phone, or my friend actually happened to ask me what is the pixel density of this, or when you're actually buying a TV and you ask him for the contrast ratio, he's like, sir, full HD, because that's the only question that he knows about the TV. So that's one thing. Next is, what about the field on street salesman? Right? So this solution that we're talking about is not just about enhancing your in-store digital experience, but also what about the salespeople that come to your house, right? So maybe it's about signing up you for a postpaid billing, or could be about could be you signing up for a bank account, right? So how do you empower these people? Because again, these people are very less qualified. I have to put it that way. And how do we actually make them sell to consumers who are this smart or digitally empowered? So what we basically do is a solution this simple, as I defined in the beginning. Like you just take a tablet, put your products, put your catalog in there, and give it to the salespeople. The solution is to the very core of it without complicating it. It's as simple as an idea like this. अपने products ले लिए, tablet पे चढ़ा दिए, sales वाले को दे दिए. Now, how will this actually change your life, or how will this enhance the consumer experience, keeping into mind the current shopping scenario? So, what you basically do is you define and require necessary information about consumer and products. This is very actually important. So you provide intuitive and intellectual interface to the sales guy to engage in a dialogue with him. So today, actually, if you empower him with a digital device and you ask him such complicated questions, he can just look it up and give you that information, right? So many of us, I guess all of us, if you've not bought your mobile phones online, you must have at least researched about it online. So every time we buy a mobile phone or any digital device for that matter, or even apparels, we actually do the pricing comparison, whatever fashion guides that we need to go through online and then go there. So according to a research, more than 70% of us in terms of hard categories, we actually research, we do our research online before going and buying offline. So even the online medium is actually influencing the offline sales. So the solution to that is eCommerce, as I already said in the beginning. Take your device. It's nothing but a touch commerce digital point of sale system on a tablet computer, give it to a sales guy to make him more intelligent and give him relevant dialogue to engage with the consumer. So what exactly is this solution? Basically, if you remember in the original, in the old days, when you actually walk into a retail outlet, that guy already knew your name. He would address you by your name, Sarmaji or Ajayji, and he knows what kind of clothes you wear, what kind of fit you like, what are your preferences, what do you usually buy for, is it office or is it casual? He knew it all. Today, that's not the case, because you're not just limited to one or two outlets that you go to, but a vast variety of those. And in fact, even the footfalls that he gets is wide. It's from a variety of people. So the shopping experience in this entire age has become unpersonal. So by giving him this information, you're making him a personal concierge. So he already knows about you. He'll recognize you the moment you enter into the store. We look at how you can do that. But basically, he knows about your preferences, your last bought items, what kind of clothes you wear, and this solution will automatically recommend products based on your browsing or your purchase behavior in the past. So again, what we are trying to do is giving you back that same experience that you got 10 years back when shopping. Personalized shopping experience. So as I said, you have a 360-degree view of the consumer, you have recommendations based on buying history, and you recognize frequent shoppers. So all of us have these loyalty programs, right? It's very easy to maintain that in an online forum. But when it comes to getting offline, you need to actually recognize who your frequent shoppers are and give them a special preference, right? Not that you have to discard the rest of the audience, but it's just that when a consumer is spending frequently with you, he will expect a special treatment. And using this solution, you will be able to recognize the most frequent shoppers and give them the experience they expect. Supply integration. The watch that I'm actually wearing, I couldn't get it because by the time I actually went in the store, it was already sold out. So I went to Infinity Mall, and this guy actually ended up making a phone call saying that I don't have this watch, and the piece that I have is the display piece. Right? So I didn't want that. And he said, if you want a fresh piece, I'll get it from another mall. So he ended up making a couple of calls. I was at Infinity Mall. He ended up calling in Orbit, and then he said, and the whole thing actually took 30 minutes. I was patient enough to wait because I wanted that watch badly, and these guys had a sale which others didn't. So I had a nice 2,000 rupee bargain. So I waited for 30 minutes, and this guy actually made some back and forth calls, called a couple of showrooms and said, you know what, I will actually arrange it, and or maybe you can collect it at the Inorbit store, right? Now, I was saving 2,000 bucks, so I ended up going to Inorbit, and it wasn't that far. So I ended up going to Inorbit and got this watch. But my question to you is, how many of you would be willing to do that for 2,000 rupees? And the distance that I was talking about was like 1 kilometer. What if this distance was like 10 kilometers? Or what if that product was not available in a vicinity of 1 kilometer but was available somewhere far? Now, a guy like me would be very willing to pay him that extra money and say that, you know what, get it delivered to my house. Or, you know what, I'll collect it tomorrow, why don't you get it here, right? I would like to see the piece here. As of today, as a retail outlet, you have very limited inventory because you have space constraints, and you do not have any information as to the options available in the other stores. So many times we go into a UCB showroom or a French Connection showroom, and the jacket that you want is not available in your size or is not available in the color that you want, right? And a big percentage of your lost sales account due to non-availability of stock. So how can you leverage on that opportunity, right? By giving you access or visibility to the stock across the other outlets and giving you access to the stock in the warehouse as well. So it's basically introducing e-commerce inside the store, right? So you get visibility of the stock across, and whatever lost sales do you have, you use it as an opportunity to get those customers. Product experience. So this is a very, very relevant. In fact, many times e-commerce sites are not able to live up to the experience or live up to the kind of look and feel or the touch that you get when you enter a retail store. So that's very true. I would obviously prefer buying my clothes from a retail outlet than buying it online. I do agree that. But when it comes to items like furniture, or when it comes to, so let's take furniture for example, right? Many of us, we actually go and get customized furniture, right? We get that built. Or even if you're buying an existing sofa, we buy it with a different color. They have these swatches from which you have to select, and the rest has to be left out to your imagination, right? So you're buying actually a 80,000 rupee sofa, and you're actually relying on your imagination that it will look good, right? So how can you actually take this digital experience or take this digital device and give you that visualization that you want? So basically, when you walk into the store, the solution will actually allow you to lay out your house with the paint colors exactly the way it is, and basically start playing furniture inside. And while you do that, you can change the swatches of the sofa, the pillows, the cushions, and so on and so forth. I personally find this solution very interesting because when my mom or my sister goes shopping, they have an exceptional visualization ability, so they can actually mix and match and it doesn't turn out bad. But if it was left to me, I am definitely wasting those 80,000 bucks, and I'll make a mess of that whole thing. So again, how can you actually take this digital device, give them that ability to visualize what they're going to buy, give them this augmented reality, and basically whenever you're buying a high-end item or a high-value item, it takes more decisions, it takes more time for you to make that choice. So what if I give you all the answers and get rid of all the questions that you have in your mind by giving you whatever, so all the questions that you have, you're solving that by giving you that visualization in front of you, in the store. A Apart from that, this also has virtual dressing room. Now this is actually an outdated solution, but is being used across. So when you actually walk into these stores, one of the other things that people are using it for is to actually see how this item looks. So when you are actually buying like women ethnic wear, which is like heavy saris, and you have to actually browse through the whole store before selecting on one, and you try it out and you do not like it, right? It takes like 15 or maybe 20 minutes to try that outfit on and then decide whether you like it or not. So how if I give you the ability to first shortlist it on a device and then ask the sales guy to like, just give me those 3 that you've shortlisted from a batch of 100. And even when you're actually buying, say you're buying a top, how can I use this opportunity to cross-sell jeans, right? So what you do is, basically when you walk into a store, it's nothing but a huge tablet, okay? It's a 27, 23-inch tablet inside your store. When you actually walk inside the store, what you do see is basically the ability to mix and match shirts with the jeans, right? So you have actually come inside the store to buy shirts. The salesman, before even showing you the whole catalog inside the store, it's actually assisted commerce. So what he does is he takes that device in front of him, shows you all the stores that are available in the store. Whatever you keep liking, you just keep it in your pickup list. In your short list, and then apart from that, you use that as an opportunity to cross-sell other things, because he'll be like, sir, would you like a couple of jeans with that, because I think that's what will look well with the shirt that you're wearing. And once you've done that, I'm actually giving you a better experience because I'm just shortlisting all the shows that I have, and basically even showing you the catalog that is not available inside the store. So when you actually come up with the jeans and you ask any information about that, I can just scan that product and tell you, you know what, this is the information that you wanted to know about the jeans. And by the way, I have it available in 3 more colors or 3 more shades, out of which 2 are available here, and 1 I can get it ordered and deliver it to your house, right? So eCommerce for India. I don't know how many of you have been following this project by Future Group, which is Big Bazaar Direct. But what we've seen is that firstly, the e-commerce penetration in India is, e-commerce is still in the nascent stages. It's rapidly growing, it looks promising, but it's still in the nascent stages. So all the big players in the country like Flipkart, Myntra, Jabong, they're just fighting for that 2% because that's the amount of population shopping online. The internet penetration today is at 10-12%, but only 2% of them have ever transacted online. And most of this accounts for travel. Right? Most of the people using it is for travel. So while the other people actually fight for this share in this 2% of audience, how can you actually go one step ahead and provide this as an assisted commerce channel, right? In India, we all have maids in our houses. We all have assistants in some way or the other, right? So in abroad, where e-commerce has been extremely successful is because they have a DIY culture, which is called do-it-yourself, right? Here, we actually require that assistance. We enjoy shopping at the retail outlets. So how do we actually go about using this solution, and rather than just replicating e-commerce the way others are doing, how do we come up with a new solution, which is assisted commerce, and see the result of that? So there's this another client of ours, which is called eDabba. What they've basically done is, they're going after the tier 2, tier 3 cities and trying to do e-commerce in those cities. The idea over there is, like in the case of cities or metro city like Mumbai and Delhi, where you have a Chroma or a eZone or any other digital outlet or big showrooms just at like a radius of like 2 to 3 kilometers, they do not have that facility. So there the goods are like really hard to find. However, it doesn't make sense to go ahead and open a big retail outlet because the numbers wouldn't make sense. So what they've basically done is they've taken this exact same solution. It's a digital point of sale solution, which they've actually put in small Kirana kind of outlets, which they call as trust points. The reason actually they call it trust points is because most of the people not transacting in tier 2, tier 3 cities is because maybe they do not have net banking available, or maybe because they do not trust this e-commerce ecosystem, right? So by introducing these trust points, what they're basically doing is enforcing this trust. So if anything goes wrong, they have someone to catch hold of. And this franchisee or this trust point also has an additional source of revenue by selling the merchandise available online. And the model is very interesting. So if you pay the upfront amount of like 35,000 if you were to buy a phone, he'll get it delivered right to your house. Or if you just want to check the phone, you pay an amount of like 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees, he'll get it delivered on the store you pay the rest of the amount and then collect the inventory, right? So people are actually coming up with such interesting models, and here the conversions are much higher than your regular traditional e-commerce. One of the other things that we did when we were actually doing the pilot for Big Bazaar Direct is people were actually, we were actually worried that whether people will transact on this platform or not, because it's new, it's again e-commerce, so whether people will trust it. Yes, we did come across questions like, हम यहाँ से order करेंगे तो घर पे आ जाएगा ना? Should I pay the upfront amount now, or is COD available? So they had those questions in their minds. And in spite of that, we saw that in the case of BB Direct, a lot of these guys or a lot of these franchisees were basically kirana stores, the existing kirana stores. Today, buying groceries is relatively boring rather than going in a mall and shopping for something else, right? Because grocery is something that we buy over and over again, and it's the same product, but we actually enjoy buying it in malls or a little bit in forums like Big Bazaar or DMart as well. So what they've basically done is, when people actually came for this normal routine grocery buying, they wanted to fidget with the device. They wanted to see what happens. And we saw that we were able to sell mobile phones and microwave ovens at a kirana store to people who have actually come to buy the atta and the biscuits, right? And that was a very interesting and an exciting experience for them. So even if they did not want to buy, they wanted to fidget with the device, which is a good thing, which was actually a good thing. And the device actually had the capability now to recognize you and give me all the information that I need about you with your personal details, with your name, if you just entered your mobile number there. Right? So before you start shopping, it prompts you for your mobile number, it gives me all these things. And the whole experience is customized based on your shopping behavior, on your the items in your cart, etc., etc. And for the first time, a kirana store is able to harness the power of technology because you have empowered him by his own hyper-local CRM. So basically, not just this, when we had the training for the franchisees, they were really excited because they came up with very new, interesting ideas on how they're going to use this technology. So when you actually log into the device, not only do you have this digital catalog, but you also have the entire customer history who have been shopping with you. You can actually see or sort the customers based on the ones that have made you the most money, right? Just a quick, if I have to go back a few steps and explain you what BB Direct is, for those of you who don't know, Big Bazaar Direct is nothing but what they've done is they've actually franchised the largest retail format, which is Big Bazaar. And anyone interested in becoming a franchisee can pay an upfront amount of 3 lakh rupees, in return for which he gets a tablet, he gets the advertising and the marketing collateral. 1 lakh is refundable deposit and 1 lakh is the wallet balance using which he transacts. So basically, if I'm a franchisee, you come to my store, you buy an item worth like 2,000 rupees, it gets deducted from my wallet, I collect cash, and Big Bazaar will deliver it to your house. That's what the whole concept is. So Big Bazaar Direct, that's the concept. This concept was what I was talking about when I said the kirana stores and the life insurance or the housewives actually signing up as franchisees in this model. So basically the point is that the key reasons why e-commerce is not working that well in India is lack of awareness, lack of trust, banking in gateway, and the touch and feel. So you can actually give the consumer everything and yet power in by e-commerce by using a new solution called eCommerce, which is touch commerce. These are some of the use cases I've already covered, the Big Bazaar Direct one. The next one is e-Gitanjali. So e-Gitanjali is nothing but, you must have seen Shah Rukh Khan in those hoardings. So basically what this concept is, all the housewives who participate in these kitty parties, what they will basically do is, it's an additional revenue or an income source for them. So when they actually participate in one of these kitty parties, they will take this bag along with them, which has a few dummy pieces, and it has a section where you can actually place a tablet, right? So you show those dummy pieces to try them out, and once you take the catalog out, the whole digital catalog is available on the tablet. You can shop them online. You can take that bag for like 5 lakh rupees, and you make commission on every sale that you make. That's what e-Gitanjali is. I've not included one more. Myntra.com guys can actually, this is now being implemented by a lot of guys, which is now called the card on delivery. So basically, for the high ticket items, where you still want to take cash on delivery, and you would not have cash, the delivery guy will basically come to your house. He has the mobile POS with him, where you can actually swipe the card, accept the payment, and give him. So instead of paying the cash on delivery, you're just swiping your card. So this is again an interesting use case. And runs general insurance. So people are now using this medium to even renew insurance and life insurance policies by taking the tablet device with you at your place, at your home. You basically customize the premium based on your preference. You just make a couple of fields, it will automatically generate the receipt, and you can sign up or renew your insurance. One other thing is also the ICICI tab insurance, or sorry, the tab account sign up. You must have seen the commercials where basically a guy comes to your house, he collects your KYC documents and signs you up using a tablet device. So that's again an interesting immersion of technology in our current account sign up or in the way we actually do banking. And yeah, so the key takeaways is all of us are hyper-connected. So how can we use this? The whole idea of this solution is the thing that is creating a challenge, which is us having mobile devices. Why don't we leverage that and empower the salesman in the same way by giving him that access or empowerment as well to make him more smart? Is it worth empowering your associate? Looks like, and is eCommerce right fit for India? Looks promising. So that's what the whole session was about. I just wanted to present that to you in 15-20 minutes, quickly take you through it. And basically after this session, if any of one of you are interested in the demos, we'll be right here. I have a couple of colleagues here as well. If you guys have any questions, we'll wait another 5 minutes, or else we'll begin with the next session. Thank you.
You mentioned about Trust Point, and which company was that?
That was eDabba. eDabba.
Can I request you to just quickly introduce yourself before you ask the question?
Sure.
And the mics are here. We have volunteers with the mics. Yeah. In front.
Hi, this is Suguna here.
Hi.
You said eDabba, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
So that's actually an initiative by the ex-CEO of eZone, and they've already, Mr. Manoj, and they've already signed up more than 500 trust points. And what you will see is, I cannot reveal the exact sales numbers and all, but what you will see is that the e-commerce conversions here are drastically different than you see in your regular shopping, because obviously it's assessment.
Okay. We are in a similar business. We have two issues, and if
Yeah.
you have an answer, I would love to hear that.
Sure.
One is the connectivity, which is of course outside our boundary. The minute you go beyond tier 2 in India, the connectivity is always an issue. So when you say eZone has gone to these 500 outlets, I'm sure they've faced it. So have they come to you for a solution? Have you suggested offline processing is my first question. The second one is, if you have a high-end tab, then your image resolutions are very good. It's comparable with the laptops. But obviously, you also mentioned that these are going to the field reps.
Correct.
No one can afford high-end tabs for every field rep. So the minute you give the Penta equivalent tab, the resolution is so poor. And in the e-com industry, there's no touch and feel. So the image has to actually depict what you want to convey. So how did you solve these two issues?
Both were very interesting questions. First, I didn't get your name.
My name is Suguna.
Sugana. So, Sugana, to answer your first question, which is the internet connectivity, that was actually one of the main challenges that we had. First thing, just to correct you, eDabba is not an initiative by eZone, but it was the ex-CEO of eZone who founded the company. Yes. So basically what we saw is that yes, in tier 2, tier 3 cities, the internet connectivity is an issue. So what we've basically done is that instead of giving that inconvenience to the consumers, what we do is we load the whole digital catalog on the tablet. So the digital catalog can be browsed offline. You do not need an active internet connection. So what this guy does is basically he keeps the tablet on for the entire night. And if there is any increment or any addition of new products that gets downloaded, the old one gets deleted overnight. And the whole day, he can actually browse the whole catalog seamlessly, right? Because the tablet has enough memory. The whole catalog of 10,000 products will take 2 to 5 GB, which is downloaded there, which comes pre-built with the application. and the incremental data is like 100, 200 MB every day or whatever, which gets downloaded. All he needs the internet for is while placing the order, right? So this particular solution was, in this case, integrated with SAP. So before booking the order, we had to check whether the inventory is available and then confirm the order. So, and to book an order, you know, what actually happens when you're actually booking the order, all you're passing on is, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little technical, but the question was, so what happens is the amount of information getting passed is in KBs, because all you're passing is data, right? The main issue is in the images and the videos, which is actually preloaded on the catalog, and you can offline browse it. Even if you don't have internet, what you can do is, you'll be like, sir, I do not have internet, I'll save your cart, and when the internet is there, you can try pushing the orders, right? That's the solution. And as far as placing orders is concerned, all you need is like a 2G data, you know, very minimal transactions, very minimal kilobytes of data being transferred. So that issue is actually taken care of there. As far as addressing your issue about the tablet quality is concerned, yes, that is a business call, where you actually decide whether you want to compromise on the image quality or compromise on the tablet, because yes, it will impact the consumer experience. But on the other hand, what you will see, Sugana, is for grocery items, right? I don't need the look and feel, right? I already know how it is going to look like. So if I were to go ahead and sell those kind of items, the business call is very straightforward. If I'm selling like high-end items, I want that experience. Or if I'm actually selling life insurance policies. We're actually speaking to one of the largest telecom providers in India to actually, when the CAD forms become digitally acceptable, they're going to go with this solution. Where what will happen is when you sign up for a postpaid connection, it is going to come to your house. You customize your plan. You know, I think IDEA has already come up with that, my idea, my plan. Right? So you customize your plan, you say this is my talk time, this is it. It will generate an automatic plan for you. Send it to you, because these days we do not even trust it. So when a postpaid guy actually comes to my listing, the reason I do not sign up is like, are you sure, right? Koi catch nahi hai na usme, and this guy is not even educated. He's like, sir, catch, what catch? You know, so catch kya hoga? So basically now he has the information and he can digitally send it to me. So now I have an email, I have an SMS with the plan details, which says that your exact monthly billing is going to be like this. One of the other questions is like, if I exceed the usage, what my bill is going to be. Right? Or if I do not go above these 500 units, I'll get 299 rupees, not 300, right? This is how I confirm, because at the end they end up selling me a plan for 300, I get a bill for 1000. So this is how I confirm with him. But what if he could give me a calculator where I say this is my minutes, what is going to be my bill, right? And then I say email it to me. So I am like legally covered, right? This is covered that this is the plan that I'm going to have. So to answer your question, depending on the product that you're selling, and what is the application of eCommerce, you will select what tablet you want to go for. Yes?
Yeah, that will be only one more question. After that, those questions are there. We can take
Can
them.
we have a mic for him, please?
So, mic, please, for the gentleman.
Hello, I am Nirav Shah here from Parshva Padmavati Gold. Actually, we are dealing in gold coins. Okay. So just as you told of Gitanjali. Now what happens, we have a network of our executives and everything. So when I am giving him this tablet, I am empowering with the tablet for him. So I think to look after it, that he's going in the right, he's not misusing it, or I am giving him this data plans and everything for booking the orders and for that purpose. But then he's not using it right, he's using it for just doing something time pass or Facebook or something. So that also needs to be addressed. Secondly, if I am giving him a tablet, can I get something that I can tap him where he's going, what he's doing, so I can be able to track him that he's doing in the right way or not. It would be better. It's like analytics for me, that what my person is doing. And I'm giving to so many people so that I have a rich data, how they are working, how they are going, and they are implementing in the right way or not. So there is such a solution for this for us, something you can suggest us.
Sure. Actually, we have a very intense set of audience here. Both the questions I really like. Nirav, there is a solution called Available Mobile Device Management, without which this whole solution is actually not that powerful. So what mobile device management does is, and this was one of the concerns of the business, right? Because you are actually paying him and paying for his data plans, and he's sitting on YouTube the whole day, and you get so many thousands worth of bill and no sales. So what you can basically do is, this whole tablet runs on a kiosk mode, if you wish to run it that way. The whole tablet runs on a kiosk mode. He doesn't even know what the underlying operating system is, right? So when you actually ask him what this is, he'll be like, a DV Direct tablet, or he'll be like, a Nirav Shah tablet. I don't know what OS is, right? So you can run it in kiosk mode, one. If you want to be a little liberal, you can actually set up times, that from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. he's not allowed anything else. 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. next day in the morning is when it resumes to normal mode, you can use it normally. Yes, you can track his GPS locations. You can even limit the tablet to work only in a specific geography or in a specific location if your distributors are segregated that way. You can track his activities almost real time. So you will keep getting beeps from his tablets every 5 minutes saying, tracking what activities he's doing, what kind of, how much data he's using, what kind of products is he browsing, everything. In fact, this solution will not be possible without NVM because these devices are not lying with you, so you have no control over them. Today, if your website goes down, I can actually call up the server and server पे fix करना और सब ठीक हो जाएगा. Here, I actually have like 10,000 or 5,000 devices on the field. How do I support them? So the mobile device management tool will also enable you or enable your support team to take remote access or remote control of that device. So when you actually call me, I'll be like, okay, hold on, I'll take control over your device, right? And I'll be able to see in real time what you're doing. Right? Very similar to the team viewer or the WebEx session that we have, except that I have control on his tablet. Right? So his tablet is locked that way. In fact, if he leaves or if he just decides to take your 30,000 rupee tablet and just run away, with a click of a button, I can lock it, right? And it can start buzzing. So the solution is covered in that terms.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.
So a big round of applause for our speaker, Mr. Amit RJ. Thank you, Mr. Amit. So I call upon our next speaker.